Well, I'm all packed up and I'm ready to go. I'm just waiting on Irish to pick me up here, and then I'm heading out to the airport and heading back to, well, first off, I got a 24-hour layover in Taiwan, and then I'll be hitting the United States, America, my home country, back again. I picked up a little gear. I picked up a 50 liter, which you're just looking at. I'm retiring my old one, giving it to Irish, my old backpack if he wants it, which was a 35. And that was the 35. This is the 50. 50 is like the minimum that you want in the United States for traveling. It's heavy, but it's a little more compact for trying to throw on planes. I'm sleep ready. I got a tarp in there. I have a sleep pad, and I have a sleeping bag, but I also have my hammock. So if I'm in any location more than just overnight, overnight waiting on a train, I'll probably just sleep on the ground and not put up my hammock. But when I do stay more than a day, I'll put up the hammock and have a better night's sleep. So anyway, home again, home again. Woohoo! Goodbye, Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, that's my plane right there. Still got a little ways before we load up. It's not 5:20 yet. So, but plane's here. So we're all here. The only thing bad is after you go through security over here, and then right here, there's no bathrooms back here. So the only thing to do is leave and then come back, and leave, use the restroom, and then come back. So I'm gonna hold it until I get on the airplane. But anyway, guys, see you in a few days when I get to America and get my my new SIM card. And yeah, so that'll be about 2 days before I have a new SIM. All right, peace out. Bye bye. Well, here I am in the Taiwanese airport trying to sleep here. Well, you saw in this little back room, but I'm right next to the elevator, so people are getting in and out, in and out. I was hoping I would get some sleep before. I was thinking of hopping on the express train and going out and seeing what Taipei is all about. But you can see it's still dark, and the sun doesn't come up till about 7:20, and I was hoping to get some shut-eye. It's just, it looks like that's going to be an impossibility. So it is running, so maybe I'll go even while it's dark and explore. Well, it's 6:30 in the morning, and I had something to eat at the 7-Eleven, and I'm heading out on the train, the express train right now, to go, well, explore Taipei a little bit. I used my Visa, so out of all the different ways of actually paying and going and stuff, by getting a coin, paying cash at the machine for a coin, or getting an easy card, the simplest one seemed to just use your Visa. So, plus I needed to check to make sure my Visa was activated. I wasn't going to have any problems coming down to town and stuff. I have a little cash that I changed in my my Malaysian money for, and so yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to go explore Taipei and see what it's got for me. So, and there's nothing to actually film outside this window. We're underground right now. So here, just got here at Taipei main station, got off the train, last one on the route, so I didn't need a SIM card all the way up to this point because there's been free Wi-Fi with no requirement to log in. Well, it says requirement to log in, but you just had to hit accept, and you don't have to put in any information or anything like that, which has been real nice. The train had it on there, had Wi-Fi, and even this where I'm at right now has Wi-Fi, so far so good. And I do believe I'll have to use my credit card to get out. Let's see. Yeah, right here. This is it right here. You just, there's my, okay, that's it. Well, one thing's for sure is lots of homeless people in this location. This is the Taipei main station. I came out a long ways away from it because there's like a huge underground mall, and trying to get to the surface, you got to go up 2 levels. And by the time I did make it up to the surface, I was 2 blocks away from this place right here. I just noticed there's a lot of homeless people. Check this out. I mean, it's basically an encampment, and maybe it's just because the overhang is dry or it's allowed here, but that's a lot to be all built up in one place. So Anyway, nothing new to me. It means it's allowed, so that's thumbs up for that. But yeah, Taipei main station. Taipei's definitely got the feel of Japan. Reminds me a lot of Osaka, actually. Kind of rough around the edges. Lots of stuff with teddy bears on it. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Japan. And also it has the greenery of Japan too that I've noticed on the way in on the train. It's just not, you don't see it right here. I'm heading towards a park and Old Town. Yeah, it's got a cool little Japan feeling. Well, we made it to the park. Look at these guys right here. They're checking out the food up there, and I'm checking them out. Yeah, it's a nice park. I'm glad I came. This was pretty close. Here, look at these guys. Cool. And really, I didn't have much planned for today. It was just going to be a layover. But since it's a 24-hour layover, you know, it was stuck between the two things. Either I come out and explore and I couldn't sleep. I tried sleeping on the floor and I just couldn't. I mean, I kind of forgot I brought this. I packed up everything else, like my my little poofy jacket, and it got a little cold in there. And yeah, everything else I packed up and sent to Phoenix. So I didn't think I was gonna actually film anything, but I'm gonna take advantage of the free Wi-Fi over at the airport when I get back. And the editing allows me to do some, gives me something to do. Ah, she's a beaut. That's a nice little park. So I made a small little side trip. This is the MRT right here. This is the train that I was taking. And this is I think it's called the Peace Park right here. I made a little detour just because I noticed that the MRT comes up right in the park, basically. And I think that's what happened to me when I got off the MRT. I said I ended up in a big old underground where it was mostly shops that were closed, probably because it was too early. But yeah, I think there's just a huge underground that all around the MRT stations you know, you don't have to actually cross streets and stuff. You can go underneath them all, and you can avoid a lot of the, I don't know, surface. But anyway, yeah, if you want to, just look for the signs. I think this is called the Peace Park. And it comes right out in the direction. And it's a lot bigger than just this. Yeah, you can see right here, everything's, you got the National Taiwan Museum showing you which direction to the toilets you need it. But look, there's another MRT entrance right over there. Right there. That's not the one I just was filming either. Wow, look at this. Yeah, I can't quite get a good shot of this right up front. Because it's two different pieces here. And there's a pretty good shot right there. It's pretty awesome. This is a cool little walkway to get out here too. I just freaking out about dropping my camera down that well to the waterfalls there. Trying to hold it with really clenching onto the camera with two hands, going, do not drop it. Ah man, this is nice. Now I'm running on absolutely no sleep, so I'm very brain dead. So you're not going to get a lot of chat out of me. So no narration. You want that? Flip over to Planet Doug. He'll do all the talking for me. All right. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. This park has very nice sounds. I mean, there's the traffic over here, so you can hear that, but you got a lot of birds that are just singing their heart out. And I know it's probably coming up on the video just because it's so loud. These are some determined little birds. I'm gonna sit down for a bit. And the main stage. So I reaffirmed that the park is named 228 Peace Memorial Park. So that's it, guys. That's pretty well the extent of it. The stage is pretty well the last thing I did in the big circle all the way around. And yeah, it is a very nice park though. Something to do. Ah, that's a cool little picture right there.
Later.
All right, well, I got a little bit of nap down in the park. I'm feeling a little more refreshed. I decided to hit a little more of a touristy area, which is the Ximen station. I hope I'm pronouncing that wrong. Otherwise, there's a whole lot of irony in having a rainbow flag Taipei in a place called Ximen. That's an adult's joke for the not for the kids in the room. Yeah, I decided to pop down here. Still very early in the day. See what the touristy areas have. And I knew this spot would be a little more touristy just because this is where all the hostels are at in this location. So they're all bunched up right in this location. And that would mean that they're all trying to get the same crowd of, you know, travelers that want to do the tourist thing. So I'm gonna wander around and just explore a little. First, I'm going over there. See, it's only 11:30 right now. I don't know what this is. I have limited information because I'm no longer in Wi-Fi area. And when you download the Google Maps, it only gives you very basic stuff. So you're not flying completely blind, but you don't have all the information. Like, you can't look up spots, so I can't really figure out what this is. Unless I go in and ask, of course. Ah, that's one cool looking cow. Well, I'm not sure if I told you guys, but I ended up losing my hat, my Monkey D. Luffy hat. And I set it down somewhere in Kuala Lumpur. And that used to have a hat in it. And I decided to buy it. It was $6.90. And I haven't had a bowler cap in a while. These used to be my favorite hats in the world, and it was only $6.90, but I asked her $600, and she said okay. Comes out to $18. And let me show you something here. It's a good quality on the inside. It says 100% wool, and she wasn't trying to. The tag says $6.90, so she wasn't trying to BS me, but yeah, it's well made. And back in the States, the ones that I bought like this were $60 easy. So $60 to $80, and that was a long time ago when I bought them. Since then, I've actually only had 3 of them in my life. So this is my new Hobo hat since I lost a Monkey D. Luffy. Right now, what am I doing? I took a nap in the park, and I decided to come down to where Agoda has all the hostels in this location, and this is Ximen, Ximen district. I guess it's a district, and it's kind of like it's the touristy LGBTQ plus whatever area. They got the rainbow flags on everything. There's a few things that I wouldn't want to show on video, but you know, that's how it is. So yeah, new hat, guys. Have to throw it in the video, otherwise you're going to be thinking, where the hell did he pick that up? So yeah, that was the shop. Good deal though. All right, I treated myself. And while we're on the subject of clothing, I forgot to mention something that my brother Erish made me up. He actually made me up some patches before I went as a going away gift. They're American Hobo patches right here. See, so I can just actually sew these right on. He actually said, do you want the patches? I have a bunch of these. But he wasn't talking about this. The way that they actually, that he actually makes the shirts and stuff is, these are printed out on like almost like a clear, like a plastic, and they're all cut up and then they're ironed on. I can't remember what the name of that type of printing is for shirts and stuff, but it's the newer way of doing it, I guess. And that's what he meant when he said, I have patches for you. So I was thinking this. So I was like, do you mean like sew on patches? And he was like, no, but I can make you some. So yeah, my good brother Erish made me up a few. I'm going to sew one of these probably right on the back. Anyway, thank you, Erish. I appreciate him. Found another little art walk with the graffiti. This guy's pretty dang talented though. He's got some clean lines. Yeah, look at that. That's really done well. I like this one. That one's cool. Cat. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Looks like we get into a different artist right here. This one's kind of cool too, though. And it goes all the way up too, look. Got a UFO up there. cool. Let's see, yeah, this goes on for a bit. Goes down two different ways here, so. Yeah, like this. Oh wow, yeah, they go way up. They go all the way to the top of the buildings. Wow. Probably need to stand back to get that one. This one's a little covered up. Here we go, old eyeball. Sorry, try and keep everything in frame here for you guys. And don't forget the little restaurants and bars on the other side too. This is an awesome way to do it, man. You know, make an art walk and draw attention to your business that's tucked away in an alley. You know, bring the business to you. This is a really well done art walk. I must have taken some real time on that. Ben Davis. Those were the pants I used to wear. Dickies and Ben Davis. And Max. Big Max. And it looks like the park's the last bit of the graffiti walk. Ends in a nice little park. We had a spot. We had a spot like this in Olympia. They donated an alley to us so that we could all just do the graffiti there. And it ended up becoming an art walk. It was originally just meant to have a spot that we would actually go and spray paint there so we wouldn't spray paint other spots, but it became a big thing. And then other buildings started paying my friends and stuff to come over, like the bars and stuff, and graffiti, make a nice big graffiti piece on the side of their buildings. And that was the first time they started getting paid for it. But yeah, no, so I have a high respect for graffiti, if you haven't noticed. And what is this on the other side? Look at that. Metal reinforcement on something. There's a better view of it. This is, I don't know what that base is. This right here is, well, this whole area is Taipei Cinema Park. I just looked it up. And whatever that was over here, there's a big smokestack going up. So, I wonder if I can find anything about that. But here's Cinema Park. And I think I had enough for the day. At least for filming. That art walk is a good way just to end this video. And if I see something else, of course I'll see. Yeah, of course I want to film this though, because I have no idea what this is. You know, I'm having a feeling that this might have been a reinforcement to keep up the walls that were falling down at one time. But what the structure was, I can't find anything that actually says. It's cool though. Yeah, it's a nice park though. Actually, this whole little area was actually pretty nice just to wander around in. Yeah. Here's that smokestack chimney. Oh, I didn't even see these stairs are right here. Could have came up this way. Yeah, that's just odd. Those metal things got me wondering what those are right there. Huh, there's several of them. Well, if I can find the history posted somewhere, I'll put it down below. I'll put it, yeah, in writing. So if I don't, well, then you won't see any writing down below. All right, guys, that's it for now. I'm going to go ahead and call it. This is probably just going to be a video I'm contemplating piecing together and just throwing it up. Just kind of show Tempe, or not Tempe, excuse me, Taiwan. So what I did was I ended up getting a patch. Each country I go to, I get a patch, and I sew it into my backpack. Well, if I'm just passing through a country, that doesn't really count, you know, just a layover. If I get out and explore it, even if it's for one day, then I earned the patch. So I can officially say I earned the patch. So I can put Taiwan on my backpack. All right, guys, peace out. Tomorrow I go back to America. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna hit the trains right off the bat. I mentioned this before, get up to Phoenix, or get up to Flagstaff as quick as possible. And just start figuring out my gear, what's functional, what's not. That 50-liter backpack is gonna wreck my upper neck. That's why I had to get rid of it last time. But I was on the Camino Trail, where the Camino Trail, every 5-6 kilometers is a new town that you can get something to eat. You don't have to carry anything. One change of clothes and maybe a lightweight sleeping bag. But this time, I'm not going to have that luxury. Here, I had the luxury of being able to afford the hotels and the hostels and stuff. I'm not going to have that, so I got to carry my camping gear. I really don't need to carry cooking gear, but it's about time. It's better to have it, because when you're on a train, there's a chance that you might be waiting for a while. You know, it's a patience. It's a game of patience. It's really a lot of waiting. A lot of waiting, and that's why you drink beer. But I don't drink beer, so it's going to be a lot of waiting. Anyway, guys, yeah, so I'm going to be carrying a lot more weight on my back, and I have a problem with my upper neck, so that's why I always try to stay minimalistic. So, but I'm not able to go lightweight right now, you know. So, all right, tomorrow's the day. I'll be back home sweet home again. Peace, y'all. See you tomorrow. Hey, look, where I go, explore Taipei Cinema Park. So they do actually have a small little museum here set up just for the park with all the information. Discover the hidden story in English and Chinese. Trendy West. And yeah, cool. Doug, we love this. Nice. Alright, just want to add, they do have stuff to read.